The December Community Day recap is one of the best community days to play, and it is a 2-day event, but it can easily wreck your storage and you can transfer some Pokemon that you might want to keep. So in today's video, I'm going to give you my strategy on how I manage storage and how I decide which of these Pokemon to keep and which ones to transfer. So let's get into it. Now, this is a multi-step process of how to handle your storage, but the first thing you're going to want to do is look at your Yay tag. If you don't have a Yay tag, it is called Age 0 and Shiny, 4-star. This is going to pull out any Hundos or Shinies. Could have Shundos, but it's not a Shundo search string. It's either a Shiny or a Hundo. Could be a Shundo. Before you do anything with your storage, go through and favorite all of these Pokemon because these are ones you want to keep. You want to keep Shinies and you want to keep your Hundos. Oh, and all of these search strings will be in the description, so check that out as well. Now you might be thinking, that's all I need to save, Hundos and Shinies, right? That is wrong. The next set of Pokemon you want to save are your Nundos. Nundos are rarer than Hundos, so the Nundo search string is 0 attack and 0 defense and 0 HP. If you happen to have any in the search string, save it because they're really rare. Now, there is a little bit of debate. Some people, even though they're rare, find them useless, so you don't keep them. I love Nundos personally, so I'm gonna keep them. Now, we are not done yet. There is one more search string that we wanna check, and it is a PvP search string. If you don't know, most PvP Pokemon are low attack, high defense, high HP. Don't ask me why, that is not the video, that is just the case. So if you are trying to get into PvP, and this is a good season too, because you can get that Libre Pikachu, you want to use a search string, and we've customized it to include all of the Calm Day Pokemon during this event. So that way you only see those rather than everything that could be in the PvP tag. And before you do anything in this search string and search the top ones, just save all of the Pokemon first. This is step 1 of cleaning out your storage. You want to save the Pokemon you want to save, so favorite them. And then once you have done that, you can use this other search string of all of the Calm Day Pokemon and exclude favorite or shiny or 4-star and transfer all of them. That is because we have saved everything. We've saved our Hundos, our Shinies, our Nundos, and our PvP, and that means everything else pretty much is useless. Now, this is what I personally do. I just go ahead and transfer all of them, except for the few I am going to trade to Cream. There are a couple Pokemon like Totodile, Ralts that are just a little bit better than others that you might want to trade with people, so up to you on what you keep. There are going to be a few that I'm going to keep, but most of the time, I'm just going to transfer them. Now that we have done this first step, we should have a much more manageable number of Pokemon to actually look through. Because a huge benefit of these Calm Day recaps is that you get reduced walking for evolutions and you get a lot of legacy moves. So if you have a really good Flabébé, for example, maybe even a Hundo, go ahead and work on that now because it's reduced hearts and it's going to have that legacy move. And because Florges is really good in the Master League. So from here, go ahead back to that PvP search string just for the Calm Day Pokemon. And what you're going to want to do is, it's a little tedious, but it is worth it. Take a screenshot of each of the stats, put it into an app called Genie, and it's going to tell you the ranking, whether it's for Great League or Ultra League. Now, these might not be rank 1s or really highly ranked at all. This is just a general search string, so you might have some that are really bad, but you could have a couple like Ultra 3, Ultra 2, maybe even Ultra 1s. So what I do is I'll go through the number, I'll sort by number, and I'll just literally appraise, take a screenshot, put it into Genie, and rename the Pokemon like G, whatever the number is, or U, whatever the number is. Then once I've done that, I take a look. Let's just do Sprigatito, for example. I'll take a look at all of my Sprigatitos, and I'll say, which is my best G, which is my best U, and I'll favorite the best ones, and then I'll transfer the rest. So let's say I have like G50, G70, G3. I'll save the G3 and I'll transfer the other 2, for example. So then when you're in that PvP tag, you'll have a much, much smaller number of Pokemon that you actually want to evolve. And now we should have a very, very manageable list of Pokemon, from the few Hundos you have, the Shinies, the few Nundos, and your best PvP for each Pokemon. And hopefully you guys are all watching this before the end of the Calm Day, because Sunday, I believe at 9 p.m., you won't be able to get these legacy moves or even the reduced distance for some Pokemon. So now your job is to actually evolve the Pokemon or work on them to evolve them. If you have any Hundos, I highly recommend going ahead and evolving those to get a Hundo with the legacy move. For Shinies, I am a Shiny Living Dex collector, so I'm going to keep my best 3 Shinies and have them for the family. If I can get 3-star Shinies, I'll evolve the 3-star Shinies. If I only have a few 3-star Shinies, I'll at least evolve the final evolution and have a final stage evolution 3-star Shiny. If I don't have any 3 stars, whatever that best next one, like a 2-star is, I'll evolve that all the way up, so on and so forth. But for me, I want to have all the families complete. Then after that, I have extra spare shinies that I can trade with other people or cream. And then of course, and with Nundos, I prefer keeping them at the Pokemon they're caught at. That is just a personal preference. You can go ahead and evolve it if you want, but I feel like a Nundo is just perfect for like that first stage. It just kind of seems fitting, and I'm not really going to actually power any of them up. Maybe one day I will, but for now, I just keep my Nundos as is because I think they're cuter that way, but up to you if you choose to evolve them or not. And then with PvP, of course, evolve them, because the whole reason of this is to identify Pokemon you want to keep and evolve to get those legacy moves of. So whatever you've identified as your best ones, go ahead and evolve it. There are a couple of Pokemon that are kind of a pain to evolve without the community day. So we have that bonus. So these are Espeon, you only need to explore 1 kilometer. Umbreon, also 1 kilometer. Now Espeon and Umbreon, make sure it's daytime or nighttime, and make sure that silhouette is there before you evolve it, but it's just 1 kilometer, so try to get that done during the 2 days if you can. Then we have Sylveon. You only need 7 hearts with it as your buddy instead of 70, so make it your buddy, do all the things you need to do and get those 7 hearts, and make sure that silhouette actually says Sylveon before you evolve it. Then you have like Pawmi into Pawmot. You only need 1 kilometer as well, so reduce distance for that. And then Floette into Florges only needs 7 hearts as well. So definitely take advantage of those, because you definitely want to evolve the Eevees and the Florges. I feel like those are top ones. Pawmi is another good one as well, so take advantage of those. I feel like those are the top priorities because you want to do those tasks with your buddy. And the other ones you can just evolve after the calm day, because this bonus I think should still be active even after your calm day, and you can do it in the evening. Okay, yeah, so let's go over the featured attack details. So from Saturday at 9 a.m. to Sunday at 9 p.m. So if you're watching this early and you've gone ahead and you're like, oh my gosh, I have a rank 1, whatever, you can go ahead and evolve these basically at 9 a.m. on Saturday all the way to Sunday 9 p.m. So you have a long time, but Pokemon like Machamp is getting a legacy move. All the Eevees get legacy moves. For Alligator, which is a really good PvP Pokemon, you got Gardevoir and Gallade. And if you have max Pokemon, you can also evolve these as well. So you don't just have to evolve the Pokemon you caught today during the calm day. You can do this for max Pokemon, shadow Pokemon, anything like that. So again, take advantage of being able to evolve these with those legacy moves. You have Vanillux, you have Solosis's evolution, Excalibur, Excelgor, Florges, Toucannon, Komao, Corviknight, Meowscarada, Skeledirge, Quaquaval, and Pawmot. Basically every single one gets a legacy move, so that's why you want to evolve it, and you have time, and hopefully you've done a little bit of planning before this video, or maybe a little bit after and before you actually go out and play, so that way you can take advantage of these legacy moves. So let me give you an example of what I'm going to do. I know I have a couple of these Pokemon that are either pretty good shadows that I need to evolve, or like I think I the other day got a shadow shiny Ralts. And right now during the Go Battle weekend, we can remove frustration. So I'm gonna go ahead and evolve that to get the legacy move. I don't know if I'm gonna choose Gardevoir or Gallade, I'll decide kind of later, but if I get a shiny shadow, I like to evolve it. There is also a debate if you do that. I do, because I think it's kind of fun. So I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna look at some of my shadow shinies, evolve those. Look at some of my max Pokemon, see if there are any of those that I wanna do. We just had the max Eevees out, so maybe I'll evolve a couple of those, but I really want to look at my PvP tag, because I know I have a couple of the Eeveelutions that I forgot to do during the Eevee Calm Day Classic, so I'm going to take advantage of that, make sure it's some of my buddy ones, so when I play the event, I make sure that the buddy ones are my buddy during the event, because it's going to be easier to do that, and then the non-buddy ones I can just do after the event. I also have a couple lucky shinies of some of the Calm Day Pokemon, because Cream and I will trade Calm Day Pokemon afterwards, so I do have a couple lucky shinies that I brought up to level 50, so I just need to decide if I want to evolve them or not. Like I think I have a lucky shiny level 50 Sprigatito. I'm not so sure if I want to evolve that or keep that Sprigatito. Same with Pawmi. I think they're so cute as they are, but evolving them and having the level 50 shinies of those with the legacy move is good too, but I have some time to think about that, so I am going to identify some of those top shinies that I might not have evolved yet, or that I've gotten better ones, and decide if I keep them or evolve them or whatever I do. And if you are not a huge PvP player, I still highly encourage you guys to do this. There's a few reasons, because you might get into PvP one day, and getting a PvP of a Calm Day Pokemon are one of the easiest Pokemons to actually use, because you have the candy for it. You can get that legacy move. It's a little bit easier to set up than, let's say you get into it and you're like, oh my gosh, I don't have the candy for some of these random Pokemon that are out right now with the debut. So to me, these are easy ones that you can get the candy for, you can get the legacy move for, and kind of be on the same playing field as other players in that terms. And even if it's not a highly ranked PvP Pokemon right now, it could be in the future. Moves change, and some Pokemon aren't good right now, end up being really, really good a few seasons later. So I always keep one of the best ones of any Calm Day Pokemon, regardless of if I'm using it or not. So just to give a little bit of a quick recap again, what you want to do is favorite the Pokemon you want to keep. Favorite your 4-stars, shinies, Nundos, and PvP, then go ahead and transfer the rest. Once you have done that, go ahead and evolve your Hundos, evolve your shinies that you want to keep, and evolve those PvP ones. Before you evolve the PvP ones though, make sure to use an app like Genie to identify which one is the best for you, and then transfer the ones that are not as good, so that way you're only working with a few in each category. It's really super simple. Once you do it a couple times, it'll be a really easy way to manage your Calm Day storage, because you want to basically do this for any Calm Day. With a 2-day Calm Day like this, it can really make your storage really unmanageable. So managing that storage, not feeling like you've transferred something that you shouldn't have, I feel like this kind of covers the bases of if you're a Hundo collector, shiny collector, Nundo collector, or PvP player, this is kind of like a well-rounded approach in my opinion. But I want to hear from you guys. How do you all manage your storage for Calm Days? Do you care about the shiny families? Do you care about Nundos? Do you care about the PvP? Let me know in the comments, and maybe you could share some tips as well that could help out some other players. Or how do you manage your storage, or do you just not manage your storage? I'd love to know in the comments, let me know. But I'm sending you guys all shiny luck, and see you in the next video.
We want to give a huge thank you to our incredible Patreon supporters. Your support means everything to us and helps make content like this possible.
You're helping us take things to the next level. We couldn't do this without you.